The excitement, unstoppable. KMAX Red Raider Nation coverage of Texas Tech basketball in the big tournament is sponsored by First Bank and Trust.
Welcome into your Red Raider Nation. I'm Tori Larned. The Red Raiders less than a day away from their biggest game of the year and their opportunity to advance to the Elite Eight once again. The team out in sunny California, not a bad place to be, especially if you're our sports director, David Collier. He joins us again in Anaheim with a look at tomorrow's game.
Good evening to you once again, Tori. Now inside the Honda Center where it is quiet now, but that will not be the case tomorrow when the Red Raiders and Michigan Wolverines take the court. Both teams trying to advance to the Elite Eight again this year. The Wolverines actually made it to the national title game before losing to Villanova, the same Wildcats team that knocked the Red Raiders out of the NCAA tournament a year ago. Both teams getting to this point because of their defense. Michigan ranked second in the nation in scoring defense, the Red Raiders third, and it was a mutual admiration society when both head coaches took the podium earlier today.
On the defensive end, it's very hard to get easy baskets against them because of their scheme, their players, their discipline. They have size, they have athleticism. So I would hope the people, when they talk about Texas Tech, they also recognize that we try to make it hard for the opponent to score and that we try to, value the ball and get shots as well.
They're going to try and not let you run some things. They switch every screen everywhere, at least what we've seen, almost every screen. That's hard to score against. So it's a really good plan. It's very similar to some others that we've seen in the past, and sometimes we've done really well against that. And sometimes it's been a struggle.
Both of these defenses have been stingy to this point. We'll see if the Red Raiders continue to do so tomorrow and can advance to the Elite Eight to face either Gonzaga or Florida State. Those two teams are the first game here tomorrow at the Honda Center. In Anaheim with the Red Raiders at the NCAA tournament, I'm David Collier.
Thanks, David. And a successful weekend for Tadlock and his team in their 5-game homestead. But now they turn their focus to the Little Apple for their second Big 12 matchup of the season. The Red Raiders up against Kansas State. They sit 0-3 in conference play. Tadlock will continue to test the versatility of his pitching roster. Looking at Caleb Killian and Micah Dallas to start the first 2 games of the series, possibly switching it up for Game 3 with Erickson Lanning and freshman Mason Montgomery on the mound.
It definitely makes managing a game easier. I mean, when your starter can go out and give you 5, 6, 7 innings, and your team feels confident with that, be able to get guys on the mound, even the day where we gave up the game, and that was back-to-back days for a few guys in that game, and they threw the ball well. Pitching's about getting by with what you have that day. You don't always have your good stuff, and the guys that can pitch do that.
And Texas Tech softball looking to find their way past their first Big 12 hiccup after falling in their series to the number 2 Sooners. Unforgiving weather adding to one of the many challenges ahead this weekend, but for a team still ranked in the top 15, Coach Gregory says that this just prepares them for what's next.
This is going to decide if we're immature, if we're an immature team or if we're a mature team, right? Like, really, in perspective, we've lost 5 games, and 4 out of 5 of those have been top 4 teams in the nation. So let's keep perspective. Now let's refocus and let's take care of what we need to do in Iowa.
Man, if Ron mentions we're unfortunate with the 58 degrees here, it's about to be freezing there, 30-something degrees. So we have a lot better than them right now.
We have a lot better than them all the time.
Yeah,
Yes.
agree with that.
You ever
That
been to
is
Ames,
true.
you know what I'm talking about there.
We'll be back.